Hello, welcome to Clean Vessel. My name is Victor Ene, and in this video today I'll be sharing with you 7 signs to know that a relapse is on the way. If you are watching this video or joining this channel for the first time, I advise you to try and subscribe. I've already produced other videos on how you can stop masturbation. You could click the link below this video or type in how to stop masturbation, the 7 steps I used, and the video is going to come up. You're going to see how the wisdom the Lord gave to me to overcome masturbation in my life, which if you apply is going to help you to overcome masturbation. Okay, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you 7 signs that you will use to identify that a relapse is coming, so that if you are noticing these signs in you as someone who has stopped masturbation for quite a while, then watch out. You need to take an action so that you not fall into a relapse. The first sign is that when you assume automatically that you are free from masturbation, simply because you have decided to stop masturbation, that is all. This is one of the most common mistakes that most people make in the war over masturbation. Masturbation is a life which you have grown and developed in you over time by much practices, and as a habit it's very difficult to go away. That is why assuming that simply because you have decided not to commit masturbation or watch pornography again is going to go away automatically is just simply not feasible. That is why when you have stayed 1 week, 2 weeks off masturbation, 3 weeks, you have not committed masturbation, and you simply assume that, okay, it's done, it's over. That is where you need to watch out. The word of God says, let he that thinketh that he stands take heed lest he falls. This is where most people get into complacency, and before they know it, they are fallen and rolling, and they come crying back that they have gotten a relapse. That is why watch out for this sign when your subconscious mind automatically tells you that it is done. The second sign that a relapse is on the way is when you are complacent and no longer following the steps to your freedom. As someone that wants to be free from masturbation, because of the zeal and the desire to be free from this bondage, you put so much effort to make sure that the habit ends in your life, the spirit dies in you, and when you're just beginning the first week, the second week, you see yourself striving, yourself putting effort and trying to make sure that your vision of being free from masturbation becomes a reality. Then all of a sudden you get to that 3rd week, you enjoy the freedom, the peace, the joy, you certainly feel okay, and what happens next? Begin to become complacent. Begin to see yourself skipping the principles and the tips and the guides you set for yourself. That is a very big danger sign that very soon a relapse is going to be on the way. The next sign that a relapse is on the way is when you are too busy to have time to reflect and take account of your progress on the journey of freedom from masturbation. I tell you sincerely that being free from masturbation and pornography is a journey you set out from bondage to freedom, from death to life, from sin to righteousness. And relapse sets in when all of a sudden you have become too busy. You have been free for 1 week, free for 2 weeks, and you begin to see yourself too busy to have time to take account of yourself, to know what you are doing right and what you are not doing right, what you are doing wrong, to check yourself, to know if you are progressing or not, or if you are gradually going back to your vomit. You see, having a time of reflection is important because it helps you to understand those things that you are doing that is creating the most impact. It makes you to see the extent of your progress and to reflect on the purpose to why you need to be free. It's a time where you re-energize yourself, you renew your vision to be free. So when you are too busy to have time to settle down, to take stock over your life, it means that your busyness may open the door for the devil to strike again. It also means that you are in the flesh. Remember when we spoke about the power of masturbation in your life, how the flesh loves masturbation and the spirit hates masturbation, but the flesh wins because it's stronger and has more advantage over the spirit. That is what is setting in. Eventually, your spirit will become too weak to fight back. Then, if you see yourself being too busy, no time to take stock, and your mind is away as someone that is free, then it's a danger sign. You need to take urgent action. The next very important sign that a relapse is on the way is when you no longer spend quality time with the Lord to renew your mind, to build yourself again. Remember, we discussed this in detail in my previous video about the importance of renewing your mind and building yourself in the Word of God. And when you no longer spend quality time to renew your mind, to build yourself, spending time with the Lord, it automatically means that you have left the solid rock to stand on a sinking sand. That means that you are growing from depending on the Lord to personal dependence. It also means that your spirit is no longer feeding from the Lord to be strengthened, to be renewed. That means that your vision and your purpose is no longer. When your spirit is no longer growing, then automatically it's your flesh that is growing. It means that flesh is setting in your life. And by and by, you find yourself back in the flesh. So it's a very big danger sign. Okay, I told you that one of the ways I became free is that I had to feed my spirit with the Word of God. Your mind was depraved, corrupted, and if your mind and your heart is not renewed by the Word of God, it starts to go back to the old building, the old debris of those images, those corruption that was already in you. And it takes a while for your mind to be renewed. That is why when you see yourself going down, you're no longer spending quality time with the Lord. You're either doing one business or the other, going shopping, too busy, doing this or doing that, or no time. Then it means that a relapse is around the corner. You should watch out. You should take urgent action now to return back to the keys, to the principles, to the steps, so that you will not find yourself going down. You don't need to wait till a relapse comes. You see, a relapse begins gradually. You can see it coming by your action, by your thought. Then if you see this, then you know that you need to put yourself in order. The next sign is when you start paying attention to materials, to content that contain the slightest bit of immorality, and you are comfortable with it, you see nothing wrong with it, and you love to consume those things, it shows that there is already a danger sign. When you see yourself welcoming maybe movies or books that are in a way romantic and contains some soft and mild sexual content, and your mind already satisfies you and tells you that it is okay, after all, this one is not pornography, this one is not too raw, I could watch this ones while I don't watch the other ones. And you all of a sudden have this imagination that since you cannot watch or see those other ones that you're not supposed to see, those raw sexual content, that you can be consuming this one, it means that a relapse is on the way. It means that you are feeding the spirit in you. This is the wisdom of the devil. It tells you that porn is the one you watch on Pornhub, is the one that is hardcore, that is pornography. And then since you cannot watch pornography, so you won't commit masturbation, it now tells you, okay, why not go ahead and watch those movies that contain sexual scenes, that people kiss, that people hug, people romance, so that you don't commit masturbation. You see, that is a very big danger sign. You are already on the gate or at the entrance of masturbation. You are already dead. It means that you have been surrounded. If I were you, I will run away. I will shout. I will cry unto the Lord for mercy. I will look for the most immediate remedy. I'll run to someone and expose myself that I'm going back again. It means that you have already been surrounded. Then you need to take urgent action now to fight the spirit. It means that the spirit is already on, and very soon it's going to set you on fire and lead you to sin. Then you need to make sure you stop that action now and go back to your books, go back to the principles, go back to the keys, to the guides, go back to prayers, go back to studies, have a special retreat for yourself. Another very important sign that a relapse is close by, this one is even a danger sign that you are in trouble, is when you begin to feel lost in your heart. When there is much encroachment of lust, you are thinking about a woman or a man most of the time. This thought keeps coming in and going and keeps flashing. When you're moving on the road or anywhere, you are easily attracted sexually and your mind have all of a sudden become carnal. That is a very big danger sign. It means that your gates have been destroyed. It means that your spiritual security has been tampered with. It also means that the holiness of God has left you as a person. It means that you are not standing on the solid foundation. It means that you have also departed from the principles and the keys that have kept you. In fact, this is a sign of spiritual attack to you as a person. And if I were you, I would run back and cry out to the Lord. Finally, and the most dangerous sign that of all that a relapse is on the way is that when you have recently contemplated masturbation, when once or twice the thought has come to you in your mind and you push it out, once or twice the lust, the allure, the pressures have been on you, and you through one way or the other have been able to shake off the spirit, it means that danger is already around the corner. Okay, it means that you are under attack, and as a precaution you should take all the guidelines and action that we have aligned for you, such as prayers. Very important. You must enter into prayers, serious prayers, and cry unto the Lord. You must enter into studies. You must renew your mind once again. You see, you have to go back to the principles. See yourself as someone that has relapsed already. Ask yourself, if I had relapsed now, what will I do? Then take that action now. Okay? Retrace your steps back. Check where you as a person have fallen, how the spirit encroached into your life, how you managed to be weak to make yourself to be influenced this far, and correct it. If you have been very busy, if you have not had time to be faithful to the keys and the principles that was given to you, then suspend every other thing and bring yourself back. It is better that you solve this problem, you get your life spiritually back, than for you to run around and at the end of the day you die again in sin. Okay, if I were you, I'll suspend everything and treat myself in a state of emergency. As a matter of fact, this is a spiritual emergency. You must take urgent action. This period calls for action. To renounce the spirit, to sack away the spirit in your life. Okay, you're going to take time to do what? To sanctify yourself again. That is a very important danger sign. And so if you have experienced any of these signs, then it is right about time that you start rewinding yourself. Remember that the war over masturbation and pornography is a daily journey, and a relapse does not begin when you take the action. The action of masturbation and pornography is actually the end point of an action that had already taken place. So relapse begins in your mind, it begins in your heart, it begins in your action. And the earlier you begin to see the relapse in their early signs and symptoms showing up, the better you can be able to stop it on its tracks before it manifests in your life. I believe that if you apply the keys that you have been given, this will help you a long way to fight and stop masturbation and pornography in your life. If you want more of this content to help you in the war over masturbation, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell button so that you get notified anytime we release our videos. And if you haven't watched my previous video on how to stop masturbation, the 7 steps I use, please make sure you watch it. It will be helpful for you. It contains the practical steps and keys that I use to overcome. Moreover, it helps you to understand how this spirit, this habit functions inside of you to be able to treat yourself. Remember, a person that commits masturbation and watch pornography is like a man with a chronic illness. The situation, though, will go away, has to be managed. There must be lifestyle change in you that will restructure you and bring you back to what you're supposed to be. So this is what this channel is all about. Make sure that you subscribe to journey with us into freedom, and make sure you share this video to your friends and loved ones who are also in this condition. So till when we see again, I remain Victor, and see you in our next video.